This is Westside JJ, and I'm here with some Fresno Rap History. If you have any care in the world about Fresno Rap, this is for you. Young and old, decades in the making. Recently, I was watching the Tapped In interview series hosted by Diego Red. He was interviewing Otis Reed, both prominent individuals in the Fresno rap scene, music and movies. I picked a clip out the interview to talk about, particularly because I was mentioned in my history in rap, a little bit of my history in rap, the early days. I rhymed for 15 years. That chapter's closed, over and done with. I'm going to take the topic they were discussing related to how this new generation operates in those similar situations and give you my opinion on some of the disadvantages and advantages that we both went through in our time, in our era. So let's get into this interview, y'all. Otis Reed is related to Fresno rap legend Fashawn. Them two, Omar Orr, were in a group called Section 8 at the time. This is around 2002, 2003, 2004, and beyond. They added Halo to Human and became the Grizzly City Boys. And they were talking about that prior to this, just to get y'all up to speed.
Was there ever because the official group album came later, huh?
Yeah, like, so the first official, like, we only did one official album, and that shit was way later, and they got like 11 years later, like 2015. But we just did a lot of mixtapes. We was known, like, through, because there wasn't a lot of people that was able to even record. You know what I mean? People wasn't recording at
Facts. Not a lot of people had studio access in them days. Not a lot of people had studios. Having the internet was a luxury in those days. If you had internet access, that was a luxury. So imagine how less chances you had to even record, right? Studio time was more costly. Then you have to distribute the music, right? You have to record the music, press it up somehow. There were only a few DSPs, and you had to have the knowledge that they even existed. You feel me? Shout out to SoundClip. So it was a lot more challenging to push a rap career in our era as up and coming rappers. There were only several rappers at a time in Fresno that was even putting out music. Several, you could count them all on Bart Simpson's hands, and Bart Simpson only has 4 fingers on each hand. Just to give y'all, a little idea of how few rappers there were in my time, like active rappers. Nowadays, you got 5,000 active rappers. 5,000. It's a new rap video every day. And that's good. That's good and bad. You feel me? Because now we get to hear more talent out the city, but you got to weave through a little more of the mess. You got to weave through the trash to get to the treasure nowadays. But it's dope that rappers have more opportunity to spread their music. All right, let's continue.
At that point, right? Like when we were in high school, other than like niggas that was already on, like nigga, we would hear about your shit and niggas that was really doing shit, and then Bad Rock recording.
Shout outs Diego. Shout outs to Diego, Fresno Rap Legend. Stamp that.
A couple niggas had little deals and shit. Mm-hmm. But like for most part, nigga, only people we heard outside of us recording was like Jay Weez, he go by Josh right now. Mm-hmm. Mike the Most Confident, 730 them niggas. JJ, Westside JJ, his name was like JJ the Prophet.
Yes, Jay Weez, aka Josh Wright, one of my best friends, Mike the Most Confident, 25 years plus of friendship, and myself. We were 3 of the people who were rapping, who were dropping music and pressing physical copies up. Jay Weez, known Jay Weez since I was early teen years. Drop of a dime, he's gonna spit a verse at the drop of a dime. Any cipher, he'll create a cipher. He's a cipher in himself. To this day, I'm sure you get Weez started, he'll gas to this day. But now he's doing a lot behind the camera for factors in hip hop. So he went from his love for rap and just that drive he had, because he had his own lab too. He had Pro Tools at the crib. I've been in the studio with Weez. He took that and now he's behind the scenes on some real top-notch hip hop type shit. Mike the Most. Hold on, let's make this big. Let me make this big. You see this app right here? This is Cool Edit Pro. That's why I put this back here. This is Cool Edit Pro. This is where I started recording myself when I was 15 years old. I put my boy Mike the Most onto this app. He mastered it. The rest is history. Mike the Most was on the national battle scene as a minor. You feel me? And he was one of the guys dropping physical copies. He dropped a mixtape within months of learning this app right here, recording himself. And I'm featured on there. I'm on a few tracks. So let's continue. Enough about me.
And it was funny because, like, first time I even heard of him, Omar was dissing him on a song.
That's crazy.
Like we used to always
used to
back in those.
With the
Yo, I kind of want to rewind back so y'all can hear that a little better. But what Otis is saying is the first time he heard of me, his best friend Omar Orr was dissing me on a record. Let me rewind. Me and Omar ended up battling face to face at Sunnyside High. I seen him because I just threw the grapevine. I heard he had some bars for me. He caught some strays due to another song, another record on another battle that I had going on at the time. He caught some strays on there, so he prepped himself. I caught him at Sunnyside High after a football game. We battled for like 50 people face to face. Shout outs to my boy Omar Orr.
the boy Dre.
Yeah, yep.
They had a group. Okay.
Yep. Cassius Dre, yep. And
Cassius Dre, yeah.
So at that,
shout outs Cassius Dre, my brother to this day. My brother, shout out Cassius Dre. Me and him had a group, a collective more so, but a group. We ended up going from the Extra Money Squad to Slap Zoo, which was a duo. Extra Money Squad was a collective. We turned that into Slap Zoo, just a duo. He had mixtapes and he had an album, pretty much all original music. He did all the beats, recorded himself, pressed up his own CDs, and distributed them all himself. This was like 2001. Shout outs to Dre, and that's my brother, for real. That's my brother.
At that point though, nigga, like it was like, nigga, it was like on some what the industry, nigga. It was like we was just trying to emulate everything that we saw in the industry. G-Unit, them niggas come together. Everybody got beef with one nigga. You got.
See, that's key. Emulating the industry. That's exactly what we was doing. Like the battling thing, 8 Mile came out. My senior year, 8 Mile came out. Everybody wanted to battle. It was a thing. Like we'd throw team parties. They'd stop the party and let people battle face to face with no fights, no nothing. Just I rap against you, you rap against me. It was big at the time. Real big. Eventually the Smack DVDs came out and then it exploded. So just like kids today who emulate the rap industry, emulate what they see that other rappers do, they move how the industry moving. That's what we was doing as well.
Beef for all of us. So literally it was like, all right, so I never ran into JJ, but it was like, okay, Omar don't like him, well, fuck it, I don't like him either. You know what I mean?
Right. I never knew he felt like that.
You know what I mean? It was just stupid rap shit. Niggas would get in a fights at school over rap shit, stupid shit. You know what I mean? Like dumb shit. Fresno Fair, you know what I mean? Battled and fight, like stupid. Just stupid, but
rap crew shit.
Hold on. Before we go further, I want to let y'all know none of my bars have led to any physical altercations. None of my rap bars. Otis, he a couple years younger than me. Maybe their generation was meeting up and getting so personal that it led to fights, but that wasn't really a thing. Nowadays, of course, now the battles they are between gangs. So the streets goes to the studio. They're taking the streets to the studio. At best, my day, we'll take the studio to the streets. So if it's that way, we working the other way around to where we can figure it out. We ain't really gonna do too much, physical stuff. But nowadays, it's real. It's really real. I'm pretty sure y'all know you smoking on your dead homies, et cetera. That was crazy. That would have been crazy for someone to say that back in my time. That would have been ridiculous.
it was fun. It was fun though. You know what I mean? Like looking back on it, but it's just stupid because we all cool now. Everybody real cool.
Being that
facts. Me and Otis, we worked together after so many years, just having respect for each other as rappers. We ended up doing some work together. I've interviewed him. He shot some podcast episodes for me, et cetera. Me and Omar, after battling, after making songs about each other, we ended up having the same barber over by JNC House of Records on the West. And we ended up really meeting each other and just, oh, he know his shit, I know my shit, whatever. So respect there. So, and that goes for anybody that ever battled. It ain't never been no real issue. It was never personal. It was just you hard, I'm hard. We two of the best rappers in our city at our age. You know, let's get it on. Either you gonna get it on with somebody or you gonna collaborate with somebody. And like you said, it was a small bit of politics, but it was rap politics. It wasn't so much street politics in the music. So rap politics just based on it's just more like a kind of like blackballing at best. Like that's the most you can do. Like my engineer don't want to record you because you dissed, you know what I'm saying, the homie in the crew or whatever, or we're not going to collaborate because I work with this producer and his, you know, marquee artist. You got a diss record about him. That'd be the worst that could really happen. You feel me? Whereas nowadays, again, you know what I'm saying, it might be some gunfire, some fist fights, recorded, documented, and I mean that's the difference between the two. Neither of them are good because, of course, like someone losing their life or you know it leading to street violence ain't good, but also not being able to network with certain artists that you want to network, but based on a battle, y'all can't work together. You feel me? So the city, either way, the city loses. I feel like it's when it comes to the growth of the rap, but obviously nowadays we lose more because it's some real street shit involved when it's some rap battles going on. But anyway, I don't want to preach to y'all too much. Like the difference is like in my day, if you really wanted to rap, you had to go through some real stages. You had to either pay your money or you have to have access to a computer to where you can download some recording equipment, buy a mic, get a headphones, learn the equipment, record yourself, or know someone with something like that that's willing to record you. So it was a lot less rappers. And I felt like the people who were rapping were the people who were supposed to be rapping. If they had the resources, they can do it themselves. But if not, they had the hunger in them to go and find someone who can, whether it's their dollars or just their sheer skill. You know what I'm saying? Somebody had to really trust you to record you for free or believe in you. Nowadays, it seemed like, I mean, you could record a song on your cell phone. You can be in the prison. You could be in prison. One of my favorite mixtapes in Fresno history, one of my favorite projects in Fresno history was recorded in a prison cell. And that came out like a decade ago. So the technology helps a lot. It helps with distribution. It helps with getting your music out, of course, to the local crowd, but you can also go nationwide. You can be in Miami without even setting foot in Miami. Nothing physically of your creation can be in Miami, and you could be hot out there without even setting foot. New York, anywhere in the world. And that's a huge difference because there were DSPs in my day, but not a lot of people knew about SoundClick or mp3.com. They didn't have the internet because the internet was a luxury for sure. Having a personal computer was a luxury, and we didn't have smartphones. So you had to have some knowledge. You know, I knew about SoundClick. I knew about mp3.com. Cool Edit Pro. Shout out to Cool Edit Pro. I bought a mic from my Mexican homie, Jason Rodriguez, and I really went in and started my rap journey. Put the homies on, clicked up with my boy Dre when I got back to Edison. We did a mixtape. Before I really got back to the E, he already had a mixtape out. He already had a project out. They was coming out, they basketball teams was coming out the song. So I got a chance to work with half or a third of the artists in my day that had music out. You feel me? Of the few people who actually had to the several people who actually had music out, I was able to work. Grew up with some of them, and I was able to work with a lot of them. So it's dope. I watched the interview not knowing that I was mentioned in the interview. So I'm glad I tapped in. You feel me? Shout outs to Diego Reyes. Shout outs to Otis Reed. Shout outs to the Fresno rap scene. We moving. Shout outs to all my supporters. Anybody who got this far into the video, shout outs to y'all. Like and subscribe. West Side JJ. Creative minds don't think alike.